All right, we are with Robin Riddle, the star of the show, over in the West Knoxville office. Robin, thank you for letting us kind of jump in on your day today and talk a little health and wellness. First of all, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
You know, I'd be better if we were in person recording this, but a virtual recording is the next best thing, and I'm just thankful to get to talk to you.
Absolutely. We'll make it work.
So, what's on your mind today, Robin?
Well, today I want to talk about the effects of hypothyroidism on male fertility. So, hypothyroidism is a condition where the thyroid gland is under functioning. So, hypo, less, it's under functioning. This is typically going to be diagnosed through a lab panel. That's how most people find out that they have this. So the labs that we're looking at are going to be your TSH, your free T4, and your free T3. So hypothyroidism is going to result in an elevated TSH, low T4, low T3.
Okay.
So there's an inverse relationship there. So the higher the TSH is, the more sluggish or the lower the thyroid function is.
Okay. Higher TSH, lower thyroid function.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I'm with you.
So my parameters for these thyroid numbers are a little bit different than standard parameters. Of course, here at Performance Medicine, we always talk about optimal versus normal. So optimal parameters for the TSH, which is thyroid stimulating hormone, is going to be between 0.5 and 1.5. Normal is going to be between 0.5 and 4.5. So they let it go a lot higher than normal standards before they call it an issue.
Okay, I'm with you.
So I like to keep that number a little bit tighter there. Free T4 level, I like to keep it over 1.2. A free T3 over 3.5. So if we're off on any of those, it can indicate that we've got some issues with a sluggish thyroid.
Okay, so a sluggish thyroid. And we're saying that has something to do with male infertility?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Which is not commonly known, but we'll get into that.
Okay.
So typical symptoms of hypothyroidism or underactive thyroid are going to include fatigue, low energy, dry skin, brittle nails, hair loss or hair that breaks very easily, feeling cold even when other people aren't, depression, constipation, trouble focusing, weight gain, body aches, muscle soreness, the list goes on. Those are your standard symptoms, and that is for males and females. Symptoms are very similar.
Okay.
But what's less known is that along with the other symptoms, hypothyroidism actually has an adverse effect on fertility. So we will actually see in some patients a decreased sperm count, a poor morphology, which is actually the shape of the sperm. It looks like the head, the mid-body, the tail, the actual shape of them. So lower morphology, or they're not shaped correctly, and lower motility, which is how well they're able to move. Hypothyroidism can also cause issues with erectile dysfunction. It can lower the FSH and LH levels, which is the signal that the body sends for producing testosterone and producing sperm. And because it lowers that, it can lower your testosterone levels too.
You know, what's interesting, Robin, is with you being a functional fertility specialist, I would imagine that this is not a normal thing that people check when it comes to infertility. I've never once thought of, we talk a lot about thyroid all the time here at Performance Medicine, but I haven't heard anybody kind of relate it to fertility. That's super interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. It's lesser known. And even when couples go into fertility clinics to have workups, usually the male is only getting very, very basic labs, if he gets labs at all. A lot of times they only do a semen analysis on the male partner, and then they look to the female for everything else.
And it's 50-50, isn't it, Robin? It is not, it is not 80-20.
It is not. It comes from both sides. So thyroid labs really should always be considered whenever we are doing a workup for infertility, but especially if that semen analysis comes back with anything abnormal. So if the counts are low, the morphology is off, anything like that, we really need to be looking at thyroid labs to see if there's something else going on that we can correct.
Super interesting. Is this something that, right off the bat you would suggest, or, you're kind of into the process and this be more of like a last resort? Hey, let's check on your thyroid. Or are you saying, like, right at the beginning, if you know that you're, if you're trying to conceive, go ahead and check these?
I like to be proactive. Most of the time, by the time patients end up with me, typically they've already been through the rounds with other fertility specialists. Trying to change that. I'm trying to get it to where people are coming to me first, and even before they start trying to get pregnant. So if we don't have established infertility, we might not need to do this right away. But for couples who have been trying and have not been successful, I'm going to recommend that the man be getting checked out at the same time that the female is. So we're doing a semen analysis. We're going to go ahead and do labs and look at hormones, and we're going to go ahead and do labs to look at thyroid. There's no point in putting it off, wasting another 3 to 6 months of trying and then realizing there's something else that you didn't fix that you needed to be working on that whole time.
I tell you what, like timeliness and being efficient. One thing I'll tell everybody is go see Robin first. Like let's just go ahead and put that out there. Robin, is there anything else that you want to cover with hypothyroidism and male infertility?
So some things that we could possibly do on this, patients on their own, if they know that they've got this going on, different supplements that they could start on their own would be things like zinc, selenium, iodine, magnesium, iron, making sure we've got good iron levels because that's really important for thyroid function, vitamin D and B12. These are all supplements or nutrients that are necessary for proper thyroid production. If patients have come to me and we are diagnosing this, we always have the option of those supplements. But depending on how significant the lab abnormalities are, how aggressive they want to be in treatment, we can also start thyroid medication to take care of this. So most commonly used medication is going to be levothyroxine, which is a synthetic thyroid medication. Not my favorite. I like to keep things a little bit more natural if we can. I prefer to use a medication called NP thyroid. It's a natural desiccated thyroid hormone. So it's more naturally sourced, matches closer to what your body would naturally be producing, has T3 and T4 already contained in the medication. So if I've diagnosed this in someone, that's definitely one of the treatment options that I'm talking about to help correct the hypothyroidism and then therefore correct the sperm counts.
Super interesting. I tell you what, Robin, you have explained it. I really do appreciate your time today. We're going to let you get back to it. Anything to add here before we call it a day?
No, thank you, Ben.
Thank you, Robin. We'll see you soon, okay?
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Hey guys, just a reminder, this is not official medical advice. For such, please seek an appointment with a licensed medical provider.